On the twin flame journey, why does the 5D feel so much different than the physical 3D world? Let's talk about it. If you're new here, my name is Luana, and over the past 5 years, I've done more than 4,000 twin flame, soulmate, and love-related readings. I'm also married and in union to my own twin flame. And I want to talk about this phenomenon of feeling so much spiritual energy in the connection, but seeing very little movement in the physical 3D world, what this means, and also what you can do about this. So the first thing I want to preface this by saying is that you can absolutely experience a spiritual awakening, a dark night of the soul, and a kundalini activation with a true twin flame with whom you can manifest union. And you can also experience that with a catalyst or a karmic connection, which is meant to be more of a temporary thing. Regardless, what I found from my experience is that when you have that influx of energy and that intense desire for union, no matter who the physical person in your life is, it's ultimately first a download from your higher self, because you have obviously had past experiences where you haven't experienced union, and so your soul is coming through and showing you via your desire the exact embodiment of what you are meant to manifest in this lifetime. And one of the harder truths to swallow on this journey is that your true twin flame, the person that you have the ability to manifest that union with, who will mirror your healing and your choices, isn't necessarily always the person who activates you or the person you think that it's going to be. This is something I went through on my twin flame journey, where I actually went through multiple catalyst connections before meeting my true twin flame. And so sometimes really long extended periods of separation can be a sign that it's a karmic or a catalyst connection. Really, the way that you can determine this, though, is being willing to communicate to that person, because a true twin flame will ultimately mirror your healing and mirror your choices. And so I never want you to feel afraid of scaring your true twin flame away with expressing your desire for union and with expressing your feelings to them, because one of the worst things on this journey is to stay stuck in a perpetual limbo that feels like it can't move forward until that person does their healing. And it's also very easy to fall into the trap and think that because that person isn't ready, it must mean that you're also not ready and you need to have more healing done. But I'm specifically speaking to the people who have done that healing. You have done shadow work, you have done inner child healing, and you're still seeing the connection stay stuck, and you're only feeling things in the 5D and you're not seeing 3D movement. What I would really recommend in this situation is, if you have ever had the desire to reach out to that person, to get clarity, to communicate, to do that and to follow your intuition. The reason being is sometimes part of this journey is actually about communicating and about getting clarity. Because ultimately, if we want to manifest a loving union grounded in the physical world, there has to be movement in the physical 3D world. It's not something that you can just wait for. You shouldn't have to put your life on pause and wait for someone. And I truly believe that your true twin flame would never keep you in a waiting energy, nor would they ever actually expect you to. There's actually so many readings that I've done recently from people's higher selves where they're bringing through this message of, there is obviously such a beautiful love and a beautiful soul bond here, but you do not have to wait for my physical 3D self to catch up and to heal. You are allowed to move forward in your life. You have a whole soul family group who is available to you. And at the end of the day, twin flame is just a label. And at the end of the day, twin flame is just a label. So you can define it any which way you want. And the way that I personally have defined it after being married and going through this journey for so many years is a twin flame is a mirror soul who will ultimately make the same choices as you to move in the same direction to where a physical union is possible. And this doesn't mean it has to take away from any connection that maybe just came in to activate you spiritually. And those connections can still be honored, and you can still hold space for them and hold them in your heart, but you can still claim your desire to have union and to have love in your physical reality and call that in regardless of that person's choices. Either way, moving forward and just putting one foot in front of the other in any type of action or communication that you can take to get clarity will move you forward. And no matter how that person responds to that communication, you will then be inspired in a new direction. And so you don't actually necessarily need to know how everything is going to end up or unfold, but you simply need to take the aligned steps in the right direction. and really have a deep sense of trust and surrender that no matter what happens, you will be okay. You will still love yourself. You will still be there for yourself, and you will still deserve that union, that physical union, no matter how it manifests into your life. And also, if you're currently wondering what is blocking your union energetically, I just released my free What is Blocking My Union Quiz 2.0. So this is a sequel to the first quiz with a whole new set of archetypes and healing audios and integration activities to really help you align with the union energy, to get clarity and to manifest that union in so powerfully. You can take that quiz from the link in my bio. Let me know what results you get, and of course, follow for more.